welcome to my totally legit K-pop news show. My name is Angelina and I'm your host for this Sunday show where we basically talk about all of the K-pop news from throughout the week, maybe talk a little bit of shit, maybe learn something, who knows. And in this episode we're going to talk about BLACKPINK seemingly mishandling baby pandas and coming under a lot of scrutiny. We also have Chaeyoung from Twice, who is seemingly amidst some dating rumors of some sorts. We're also going to be talking about rumors of some fans hiding in vents and taking pictures of NCT and Suga Surgery, among other K-pop shenanigans. So if you're interested in all of these subjects, maybe one or two of these subjects, I have separated this video into super fancy segments so you can scroll right through the time bar and pick whatever you want. It admittedly messes with my watch time, but I've opened up my subscriptions so it should make up for it. So don't forget to subscribe and click that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. You can also like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have to help that good old algorithm. But yeah, let's get started. We're gonna start off with BLACKPINK and their handling of pandas. So recently BLACKPINK have come under a lot of fire for having handled baby pandas, which was shown in some clips of a preview for their show 24365. Now this was a preview for the final episode of their show, which has since been postponed. So the issue that was brought up with this was the fact that pandas are of course endangered, and it seems that handling them needs to be done with a lot of care. And here's basically what I've been hearing saying on the internet. I'm not a vet, so please take this with a grain of salt, but a lot of people are pointing to the fact that if you have pets at home, you have a higher risk of transmitting something to the baby pandas. If you're wearing makeup or perfume, that's not good for them. And a lot of people saying that actually only professionals should be the one handling baby pandas or pandas at all. And from what I've read surrounding this seems to come from the fact that the Chinese government, for lack of a better term, kind of rents out most pandas in the world to other zoos. So though the panda in question was born in South Korea, it still technically belongs to the Chinese government, and it seems there are certain guidelines in place to protect the panda's well-being. But it's important to point out that, BLACKPINK didn't just walk up to an enclosure and grab a baby panda and that was it. They were of course surrounded by professionals, but even at that, the criticism was still flooding in. So on one hand, we have people who are thinking, this criticism is really way too much, even pointing to other instances where celebrities were pictured holding pandas, saying that if you're under the guide of professionals and the zoo is offering this to BLACKPINK, why is BLACKPINK getting the criticism for this when it's not their doing? The zoo literally organized this. While on the other hand, we have people strongly advocating against this, against the zoo offering this, against handling pandas without being a professional, given how endangered they are and how prone they are to getting sick. To add on to this, it seems that there is an investigation going on into the Everland Zoo that let BLACKPINK hold these baby pandas. And there are some organizations that are urging the Everland Zoo to stop letting people hold them if they are not professionals. Which is an interesting conversation to have in and of its own, because if you're keeping a species alive but only within the confines of a zoo, are you really contributing to the species interaction with the ecosystem that is should be the main point of wanting to keep the species alive, not for our own entertainment? But that's not my circus right now. So in response to this, YG actually deleted the preview and then explained that the last episode of 24365 would be postponed. They also go on to say that their keeper experience was conducted through quarantine management and hygiene rules with the participation of professional veterinarians and breeders. And they also iterate, as we've seen in the preview, that of course they were wearing protective gear, so gloves, mask, and a gown. Despite all of this, they still decided to postpone the episode, going on to say, in view of the recommendations of panda conservation experts and international cooperation practice, that behavior of non-professionals in close contact with baby pandas can cause misunderstanding on another level. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this? Do you think this would have been an issue regardless of if it was BLACKPINK holding the pandas, or do you think because it was BLACKPINK, it was under a lot more scrutiny and that it became a lot bigger issue? Let's move on to Twice's Chaeyoung, who is amidst dating rumors. Now, I did want to tackle this story a little bit differently. who it is, what the pictures look like. I'm not really going to share that, but I did want to bring it up because I think there's like deeper issues rooted within this. As for what JYP had to say about this, they said that they don't have any stance on this. It's their idol's personal life, and it is what it is. And I appreciate that because dating is a thing amongst idols, absolutely. And for younger fans and maybe even some older fans, it can be really easy to get stuck in this kind of bubble that your idols are this blank slate that you can kind of fill in the blanks for, and therefore you might assume that they don't know anything, that they're so ignorant to everything within this world, including dating and love. As an ex-child and career boo, I can assure you, it doesn't lead anywhere good. I think it's fun to be happy for your idols or to make jokes about it. I don't think there's anything like inherently wrong with that, but like literally digging into their personal lives, taking pictures of them without their consent, taking, sneaky pictures of them and just like compiling all this evidence against them to like prove like, oh my God, they're dating. I think that might take it a little bit too far, which actually brings us to our next subject, which is fans allegedly hiding in vents to take pictures of NCT. So yes, now we get to move on to my little segment that I like to call whack-ass things I found on Stan Twitter. And yes, there are definitely a lot of accusations, like a lot of weird things going on, like people apparently hiding in vents, which is concerning. So there's these pictures that have been popping up on Twitter that were posted by like fan sites themselves, essentially like by the fans themselves, and it looks like a bird's eye view of NCT during one of their lives, and admittedly it is creepy. So of course fans were angry and they were analyzing everything and coming to the conclusion that the fans were hiding in the vents, even pointing to this video of Yuta like waving to one of the fans. And because it seems so normalized, Yuta literally waving at them, people were getting even angrier and even calling out SM for not doing anything. However, looking into it, it seems that it wasn't actually a vent, but rather just a really high up window where you could look down to where they were doing live. Regardless, we have people on one side of the issue saying that this is an invasion of privacy and fans really need to learn boundaries. Even taking pictures at airports can be really invasive, and yet it's something that's like kind of normalized, right? On the other hand, there are people saying, well, it was a public schedule, so there was really nothing that was done that was wrong, and that it's not really any different from taking pictures at a concert or like at a radio show. But let me know what you think. How far is too far? My personal opinion is that if you don't ask permission to take someone's picture, you probably shouldn't be taking the picture, unless it's like at a concert or something. Okay, now we're going to go to our little segment called Kpop Shenanigans, which is basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop this week. Don't forget, if you'd like to suggest a news topic or something for Kpop Shenanigans, you can send me a DM on Instagram. I try to look at as many that I can, but in terms of replying, I'm really sorry if I don't get to that. I haven't been doing the best recently, I'm sorry. So we have Natty, who has released a teaser picture for her comeback with Teddy Bear. Taemin has also released a teaser for his music video called Idea, and G-Friend have released a teaser for their song called Mago. aespa have been releasing teasers as well, and it's interesting to note that their AI versions have been coming under a lot of fire for seemingly representing unrealistic body proportions and just like a whole slew of things. So if you'd like me to dive into that, please let me know in the comments and I might make a video about it. In terms of comebacks, we have Mamamoo, who came back with Aya. CL released her music video for 5 Star. Treasure have also released their music video for and Secret Number have made a comeback with Got That Boom. YG Entertainment have also confirmed that G-Dragon is working on music, so there's a possibility that maybe we will see a comeback. And Luna have had their first Billboard entry on Billboard 200 with their album Midnight. We have also seen recently that JYP and Psy are partnering up to create a survival show on SBS called Loud. They released a little teaser video and it basically goes to say, 2 producers, 2 colors, 2 groups. So I think it should be really interesting. Psy was originally from YG, so it's kind of like very different styles. It also seems like the Black label, which is a sub-label of YG Entertainment, is releasing possibly like another label, but that's a little confusing as of right now. But the most important part is that Lauren will be making his debut. You might have seen him before in Blackpink's music video for Lovesick Girls, so that should be fun as well. I feel like a lot of people love Lauren, like love Lauren. Lastly, for Kpop Shenanigans, I thought we could introduce something super fun, and it is called K-pop meme of the week. You can of course send me memes, but I will only be featuring one meme per week, and the meme has to make me laugh for like 5 minutes straight. Re-looking at this meme, it's like not the funniest thing ever, but when I first saw it, I don't know why it really got, you know, you had to have been there, it's fine. For our last story, we have Suga from BTS, who has had a surgery on his shoulder. Big Hit had updated fans saying Suga underwent surgery to repair his torn shoulder labrum. Oh, that sounds right. On November 3, the surgery to address a problem that had constantly been a health and wellness issue for Suga was completed successfully, and he is currently resting and recovering following his physician's advice that Suga must undergo a strict and unhindered period of recovery. So they go on to explain that this has been an issue since pre-debut and that he'd been kind of pushing it off for a while, but the decision was ultimately made to improve his health and prepare him for military enlistment. Going on to clarify, following the surgery, Suga will be unable to participate in most official activities so that he may fully focus on his recovery. And Suga himself actually updated fans on Weverse, expressing how sorry he was he wouldn't be able to participate in promotional activities. So yeah, that is basically it for this news show, this totally legit K-pop news show. Where's my journalism award? I don't have a play button, like, I have nothing. I don't have a play button, I don't have a degree in journalism. Like, it's like admittedly a little bit messy, but it's fine. But before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You could also consider joining my channel members, which will be in the pinned comment. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna get going. Bye!